Hi, and welcome to the first episode of the Easy to Swallow HR podcast. My name is Sarah DeLuca. I will be your host. I am a senior certified HR professional with over 10 years of experience. And the purpose of my podcast is to break down commonly asked questions regarding labor laws, best practices, and other HR related questions and topics into easily digestible content. So this first episode is really just an introduction to me, find out who I am, and to answer the questions, what exactly is this podcast about and why you should listen to it. So let's start it off with who I am. Once again, I'm Sarah. I am an HR professional and people are my jam. I love people. I've worked in a wide range of industries, automotive, bar and food services, gaming, administrative and professional services, security, cannabis, and not-for-profit business. When I work with these businesses, I work directly with the senior leadership teams to help and design and implement recruiting and onboarding strategies, benefit programs, effective recognition programs, and to help manage compliance issues. So what exactly is this podcast all about? Well, I started this podcast for a few different reasons. One of those is to hopefully close that gap, the communication gap between employers and employees. I want employees to understand the reasons behind all of those policies and procedures and mandated trainings are implemented by your employer. And on the flip side, I want the employers to take into consideration their employees' perspective when they're implementing these programs and initiatives. And that brings me really to kind of the main reason and my focus on this podcast is I want to take that scariness out of HR. You know, HR is just like you. We're an employee. We just have different job duties that we have to do, and they're not always that fun. And we're there for guidance and support. So rarely does your HR professional or your representative call the shots on their own. They're consultative. Unfortunately, they are the bearer of bad news, but we must remember that the overarching goal for HR is to make the employee's work experience as comfortable and as efficient as possible. So with that being said, HR is not what it used to be. The role of HR is more complex now than it has been ever before. We have new and emerging technology, and that's shifted our focus from personnel management, not just running payroll and making sure everybody's at work every day, those administrative tasks, where now we're managing employee engagement and really strengthening the overall workplace culture. It's a really fun job. I love it, but it can be very stressful at times. And why should you listen to this podcast or watch it? Because you're watching the YouTube right now. Well, if you're an employee, if you have employees, or if you are just simply thinking of starting your own business, then I definitely think that you should listen to this podcast. My goal with every episode is to bring a better understanding of the ins and outs of running a business from the ever-evolving world of HR. There are a lot of things that have changed over the past 2 years especially, and HR is no exception to those changes. So in this next episode, episode 2, hopefully you'll join me in the evolution of HR and where HR is at now and where are we going to go? So as always, if you would like to hear more on this subject or if you need assistance with these topics with your organization, contact me at sdelucahr@gmail.com or go to my website, easytoswallowhr.com. Until next time, remember, stay calm and compliant. Bye.